Hi everyone, Dr. Lauren here, and today I'm going to be talking about something that way too many people understand, but don't understand why it's happening. And that is the mental effects that COVID has left on us. So let me just say, we didn't just survive COVID. There are plenty of people who are still dealing with the after effects of what that brought into the world, into our society, and into people's homes. So, people that we see that have essentially physically recovered, they're not struggling to breathe, their oxygen levels are back to normal, but they're saying that they don't feel like themselves, or that they can't think clearly, or they're on edge all the time. Or my favorite, my anxiety came out of nowhere. But I'm here to tell you, the anxiety did not come out of nowhere. And I will help explain why that is the way that it is. So today I'm going to talk about how long-term COVID has mentally changed society, and not just psychologically, but neurologically. I am a chiropractor after all. So I'm going to be talking about the neurological effects of long-term COVID and how we can help break the patterns that have been ongoing for 6 years now, which is absolutely insane that it's been 6 years. But how we actually start breaking the patterns instead of just managing or frankly just dealing with the symptoms that many people are still dealing with. Long-term COVID isn't just one thing. It's when symptoms continue to show up months after the infection, years at this point, but last long enough to disrupt daily life. And so, this can include fatigue. Many times it includes brain fog for people and sleep disturbances, but it can also include mood changes, anxiety, even depressive episodes. But here's the piece that most people are not putting together, and that is that long COVID behaves like a chronic stressor to your nervous system. When the nervous system stays in its survival state for long enough, this is where our mental health is shifting. We are seeing an increased amount of anxiety, which I don't think I have to explain. That word is everywhere and people are absolutely feeling it. We are also seeing low frustration tolerance. As a parent, I can attest to that one. Burnout, shutdown, numbness, loss of joy, and very low levels of motivation. For many people, it's confusing because they're like, nothing like that is happening right now. So why do I always feel like this? When your nervous system has learned something in such a traumatic period, it needs to learn how to unlearn it in an environment that is safe. And if you are unable to find an environment that is safe, your body is not going to be able to break those patterns. So, for many people, COVID was a traumatic experience. And it wasn't necessarily like an exclusive event. I mean, it was years long, right? And so it was full of sickness. It was full of fear, full of uncertainty, and full of isolation. And there was just no one had control over anything, any part of it. As I was preparing for today, I actually forgot so many things that happened during COVID. And I was remembering walking into my local grocery store back when I was in school, and it was just like deserted. Like, it's actually bonkers to think about now. It honestly feels like a different lifetime. But trauma is not defined by the event, like I said. Trauma is defined by how our nervous system adapts to it. And this is where so many people are stuck. So many people lost loved ones. So many people still kind of feel the isolation that came from, and very much so still feel the fear. And when those are still present in today, the way that the nervous system adapted to it back then is the pattern that keeps continuing. And yes, survival patterns are fantastic. They're there for a reason. But when they start to outlive their usefulness and they start disrupting our daily lives, this is where we need to take different action. A nervous system stuck in protection will prioritize safety over joy every time. And that is where people are stuck. So, I'm going to talk through the loop of symptoms, essentially, that people are getting stuck in because of the way that their brain is processing daily life from trauma in a way that their nervous system has adapted. So, they start to notice that their body feels off in whatever way that may be. Then, their brain starts to overthink and worry. This is when their anxiety then increases. Then their sleep gets disrupted. Then their energy obviously starts to drop because they're not getting any rest. Then their mood is changing because they don't feel like themselves. They have no energy. Their anxiety is off the walls. And then their body just starts to protect more and more and more. Oftentimes, people are just told to calm down or manage your stress differently or, think about happier times. That isn't what's going to work to break these patterns. You can't mindset your way out of survival. So this is where chiropractic comes in. So listen closely. Your spine is not just there for structural support. It is quite literally like a highway for the nervous system to communicate from the brain to the rest of your body. Your spine is also obviously very supportive, but its purpose is to protect the nervous system and the spinal cord. And so, chiropractic care can help improve sensory input to the brain. So all the things in our environment, we are going to clear up the input that goes to the brain in a way that it can tell the brain that it is a safe environment. Then, on the flip side, the way that the brain communicates back to the body is going to communicate safety, not, oh my goodness, we are in danger. It's also going to reduce physical tension, which is one of the most often things that people notice is that their tension changes. And then we're also going to turn off the gas pedal and put on the brake pedal so that your body can actually rest, slow down, and recover. Many people have had their gas pedal going for the last 6 years. Doesn't that just sound so exhausting in so many ways? But so many people cannot actually find the brake pedal until they have found an environment that is safe enough for the body to actually listen and do that. That is where we come in. When the nervous system gets clearer, safer input from the body, that is when it will downshift and put on the brake pedal. I don't actually know how downshifting works. I drove that kind of car maybe twice in my life. It seems like it maybe would have fit though. But until the body can safely take its foot off the gas, put on the brakes, nothing's actually going to change. And so many people are stuck trying to manage their symptoms that they've been feeling for the last 6 years. Or frankly, they're just ignoring the symptoms and they're just kind of trying to live on through them, which is not great either. That does not sound enjoyable at all. So, when chiropractic care is combined with intentional focus and intentional mental health support, whether that's through journaling, whether that's through yourself thinking differently, whether that's from someone that you trust and can talk to, however that looks for you, as well as slowed breath and more movement and lifestyle realignment. So chiropractic care is just one piece of what people need to get out of that gas pedal fight or flight state and get back into recovery and finding themselves again. There's also going to take some huge lifestyle shifts in order to create a bigger change for you. When safety returns, mental health will improve, and not because we forced it to or we pushed some magic spot in your body, but because we will finally have turned off the warning alarm that the body has been saying for 6 years. So, if long COVID has affected you, honestly, in any way, you're not crazy, you're not broken. Your nervous system just has not yet found a way to turn off its gas pedal. Your nervous system truly adapted 6 years ago in the best way that it knew how. So, we need to create conditions where the body feels safe enough to no longer protect you all the time. And that's not going to be a quick fix. If you are someone that's been dealing with these types of symptoms that I mentioned earlier for 6 years, you can't expect it to go away in 6 months. I wish it were that easy, of course. But we are trying to break 6 years at least worth of patterns. But people have trauma in their lives, and some of that trauma started way before COVID. And if life's trauma brought their threshold up to here, COVID brought it up even more. I mean, their life is absolutely affected, and they need to find safety. So, we're going to break patterns. We're going to stop asking, what's wrong with me? And we're going to start asking, what does my nervous system need to feel safe again? And oftentimes, that can start right here at Healing Touch with chiropractic care, listening ears, caring hearts. That is what we are all about here. That is our mission, to create an environment where people feel safe and welcome and loved. Because many people don't experience that outside of these 4 walls. So, if you are somebody that has been struggling with feeling safe within your own body, give us a call. We are here for you, and we will get through this together. All right. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys soon.